Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet the great Tim Slaughter. He is a disruptor in the co-working/executive suite space. He'll explain his journey next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I love to feature disruptors on my show, and my next guest is perfectly described as that because he went into an industry that's been around for a while, co-working, executive suites, but he said, this seems very boring, and I'm going to reinvent this space, and that's exactly what he's done. Tim Slaughter, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yes.
Delighted to be here.
Well, I'm thrilled to have you on the show because you now have 10 locations across DFW.
Yeah.
All right, how did this begin for you?
Yeah, so Caddo, we started in 2009, which was not necessarily the best year to start a new business in commercial real estate. We were looking for something basically to buy as principals. We were all in our early 30s, my 2 co-founders and I, and we were just, out of work, essentially. I had been laid off. My other partners weren't making any commissions, and so we were like, what do we do to stay in this industry that we love? And so we found a single building that was in a neighborhood in East Dallas and Lakewood called Lakewood Towers. A lot of people familiar with it. And it was really cheap, but we didn't have any money. We didn't have any track record. We didn't have a company. And so we had to put all those things together in order to figure out how to buy it and improve it. So that's how we got started, was in the depths of the great financial crisis.
And you've seen a bunch of highs and lows, including COVID. So what was that like for you?
Yeah, so COVID was interesting. I mean, there was a lot of headlines about the death of office space during COVID. And what we found is, yes, there were a lot of traditional ways of delivering office space that were going to die out or change. But what wasn't changing was people desired, especially small businesses, desired great flexibility and accessibility to their home locations for their offices. So what we learned during COVID is, I don't really like this hour-long commute each way. But I also don't really like working out of this home office either, because there's a lot of distractions. So we our product, Caddo Office Reimagined, really fits into that neighborhood-centric office space where you can get away from home 5-10 minutes away, be productive, be very professional, but then get home without that long commute. And so it's just perfect timing. COVID actually accelerated all the trends in the direction of co-working and flexible office across the industry. So that, I think it's been wind in our sails.
Yes. We're going to pull up some video. This is from your latest launch. It's in Frisco.
Oh, there it is.
And I want you to narrate this for us.
Yeah.
The location.
Yeah, so this location is in East Frisco, right on the border of McKinney, and we love being you see all the rooftops around, and that's the key. We like to build new locations in the middle of existing neighborhoods. Because we want the proximity to your home office and your home and your kids' schools and your commute patterns versus on the highways where you're having to drive a long way. So we are essentially developers. We find land, we build the building, and then we lease it up and manage the building for our small business owners. This particular building is our newest model. We've been developing a prototype over the years, and this has got all the features: great natural light, great design, furnished office, business-ready offices. So what we've learned over the years is many entrepreneurs don't want to go to Home Goods and figure out what painting to hang on to buy.
Yes.
So we'll just fit out an office and call it business ready so they can just show up, put their laptops down and get to work, because that's not their business, not the real estate. They just need a place where they can thrive.
I think it's brilliant. We're going to pull up your website, and as we scroll on the website, talk about like the architecture, because it's kind of cool and funky.
Yeah. So we like this kind of, we call it resimercial style. And resimercial being, we want it to feel comfortable, like you're in a nice home's living room, very welcoming and inviting. But the commercial part is, the commercial piece where it doesn't feel out of place for you to conduct business there. So, a lot of our spaces are really about enhancing the credibility of our small business owners. And so you need a conference room that has all the technology, that's well appointed, with 12 seats that are comfortable, with fast Wi-Fi, so that they can have great training sessions, great meetings with clients, et cetera. And so the space is really conducive to that. The other thing that I think people really like is, with the 10 locations, each one has different interior design. And so you can use any of the 10 locations and meet at any of the 10 locations when you're a member. And so you get this great variety of stimulation.
Sure.
And if you're a small business owner, you need creativity. You're always, not just for marketing, but just to, problem solve.
Well, it's been a while since I've been in either a WeWork or an executive suite.
Yeah.
But my memory is that it feels kind of sterile.
Yes.
It feels like an office.
Yes, ours, we have a lot more. So because we're in these suburban locations, people are used to larger offices, greater sense of privacy. So a typical WeWork or some of our other competitors is like a glass, fully glass enclosure where you can see and hear a lot of the things going on outside of you, which is fine, and activated space. But most of our members really want to kind of put their head down and get their work done. And if you're a wealth manager, you don't want someone looking over through your window and looking at bank statements from your clients and things like that. If you're a therapist, you need privacy for those conversations. So we offer really good audio privacy as well between suites, which is something we try to build to sort of hotel standards, sound standards. So we think about that small business customer, the multi-office, we've got 155 offices per location. So each one needs to sort of stand as its own little headquarters for this 1 to 20 person suburban small business owner.
And Tim, I know you have different packages, but it's very affordable.
It's very affordable. So, kind of the way a lot of people enter is they will get a coworking membership, which is $299 a month, and it comes with 2 days a month of a private office free included in that. So you can work at any of the common areas 24/7, but if you need more privacy, you can go into a free phone booth. That doesn't cost you anything, but if you want the office scheduled on your schedule, you get 2 free days of that at $299. And then we have a variety of office sizes, furnished, unfurnished, but entry levels between $499 and $699 a month for a small office, which is very affordable. No long-term lease required. Leave at any time with 60 days notice. And so that's a really good price point for someone who's just getting started. And then as your team grows, some people will take like a nice exterior office for the owner, and then maybe an interior 3 to 5 person team office for the production team, like a digital marketing agency or a title company or a realtor.
Yes.
And then, as the team grows, they just add more offices, and if they need to shrink because of economic conditions or lose a contract, then they shrink right away.
Well,
so it's really easy.
One of the points we were talking about before the show is you don't want your corporate address to be 3108 Parma Lane.
We've all done that. Like, I'll look up somebody that I'm thinking about using for something, and I'm like, I look them up, and on Google Maps, they're at the end of a cul-de-sac, and you clearly swimming pools all around, and you're like, is this person really the best wealth manager that I can find right now? So yeah, we solved that problem.
All right, so look into the future. Where do you see this going? Right now, you're
Yeah.
actually, let's put this map up so
Yeah.
you guys can see. There's one near you.
Yes.
So 10 locations.
Yes.
Where do you see all this going?
That's cool. There's one bouncing right there. So yeah, we're really covering the northern suburbs really well. We've gotten our first one open in Tarrant County. We're looking to expand more into Tarrant County, maybe east, like Rowlett, Murphy, Saxe area. There's room to grow Prosper, Salina as well. So within this market, we probably have a good 4 or 5 additional locations that would fit our criteria. And then outside of that, we've begun looking in Austin and San Antonio and Houston. because Texas is most familiar and comfortable to us. It's the place where a lot of our members have asked us to look into those markets. So we're doing that. And the suburban demographics are similar in some of those markets. So we think we would fit well in those. But we think this plan kind of could go national because there's not a whole lot of co-working operators who are building their own and owning their own real estate. That gives us this unique advantage in that we're able to select the sites where we want to be versus where the existing offices are already built.
Yes.
That's where we work, and Regis and those guys, they have to go into a building that's already built because they don't own the assets. They just do a lease or a management agreement. So we have this built-in advantage that, and not many are even thinking this way right now. So
I think it's awesome. Look into the camera on the left and talk to that person who might need to become a member.
Yeah, so if you are in North Texas and you're running a small business, say 1 to 20 people, you're a little frustrated with the home environment, especially as we come into the summer and you notice your kids are home and maybe distracting you a little more than normal, come give us a try at Caddo Office Reimagined. You can go to our website, caddooffices.com. If you book a tour with us, they'll give you a free day to try us out in one of our day offices, so you can see if the internet works, if it's a good amount of privacy for you. But I just would encourage you to look at other alternatives besides just the home office, because what our members find is that additional productivity that they can gain from being in a true office environment, and coupled with the additional credibility of not having that pin on their home address, can really help launch their business into sort of a more sustainable category. So anyway, that's my encouragement.
Outstanding. Yeah. Thank you so much. Tim, we're going to end with your website, which again is caddooffices.com. The great Tim Slaughter. Thanks for coming on the show.
Jeff, thank you.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.